I would say this place is a sanctuary.
But from what? The man lives alone in the desert already. What's he need a secret sanctuary for?
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're jumping back into another episode of Rosewater. Last time we did another one of our quests on our travel across the desert here. And we're picking it up right where we left off, so let's see what's going on.
Hey, Danny. Let's talk.
Sure. Actually, I was wondering about something. Where'd you learn how to fight?
Necessary where I grew up, rather not talk about it, just do it for money.
For a while, it was how I put food on the table.
No kidding. You were a brawler?
I was. Used to call me Spitfire Harley.
Wow. Were you any good?
I took my licks, but usually held my own. In that world, being good is mostly about how much punishment you can take and keep coming back. Same as anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Leger, get up here a minute, would you?
Oh.
What's going on?
I don't much care for the looks of that sky.
No? Looks fine to me.
Give it half an hour and it won't. There's a dust storm coming. We need to seek shelter fast.
We can't just stop and wait it out on the wagon?
Even secured, there's a chance it could blow over. I'm not risking it. There's a house up ahead a ways. We'll stop and see if we can shelter there.
All right. I'll let the others know. Lola wasn't kidding about the storm picking up. Is someone
Oops.
living here?
Ooh, do we knock or do we open? Is there anything else we can do? Let's knock.
Hello? Anybody home? No answer. And wouldn't you know it, it's locked. There's got to be a way inside.
Was that you making all that racket?
Oh!
What in God's green earth are you doing out here in this squall, young lady?
My companions and I need a place to ride out the storm. We thought this house was abandoned.
Well, it's not. But how many are ye?
There's 6 of us. That's our wagon back there on the road.
Well then, go fetch 'em.
You're sure?
I won't have ye blow away on me porch. And you'll be keeping an old man company. So long as you're not bandits or thieves, are ye?
No, sir. We're fortune seekers. Of an honest sort.
Then we'll be getting along just fine. Now, get your folk in here quick, before we all get whisked to Kingdom Come.
Appreciate you letting us ride out the storm in here, sir. Mighty good of you.
Is he a pirate?
Of course. As I told your mate, I'm glad for the company. Welcome to me home. I'm Captain Philip Boylan.
Pleasure's all ours. I'm Jake Ackerman. And this is Miss Leger, Mr. Luo, Mr. Marquez, Ms. Redbird, and Miss Johnson.
Fine-looking crew, sure. And not to worry, there's plenty of space here. I've a spare room upstairs and a settee in the library.
And dibs on a bed.
We're grateful for your hospitality. Anything we can help with?
As a matter of fact, there is. I was about to start supper. Seeing as I'm setting extra places, I could use a couple more hands.
I'd be glad to help.
As would I.
Ah, grand.
Looks like you have your kitchen crew assembled. Thanks for stepping up, you two. Have fun.
All right, shall we? The rest of ye, make yourselves at home. I'll sound the gong when supper's ready. Seems a nice enough feller.
Indeed.
He must be lonely to take in a bunch of strangers like this.
You took us in, are you lonely?
You took in a bunch of strangers. Are you lonely, Miss Johnson?
I took you in because you paid me.
I do not know about you, but I am curious to see this library. See you all at dinner.
I'll be upstairs.
Ooh, exploring a spooky old house. What fun. See you later, Harley.
A painting of a harbor. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before. That probably goes to a closet or a basement or something. An impressive weapon.
Well, let's definitely snoop.
Locked. If I had to guess, I'd say this came from someplace in Africa. Captain Boylan sure has gotten around. A seaside landscape. I'm detecting a theme.
Let's check out the library.
It seems the good captain is an avid reader.
No kidding. These shelves are full of ship's logbooks. Captain Boylan had a long career.
Anything out of the ordinary?
Who's that?
Palace, I believe.
Whose palace?
Nautical adventures, war stories, medieval romances, and frontier tales. We're in the middle of the desert, but it feels like we could be at sea. That's a nice instrument.
Isn't she? Very finely crafted. I wonder how the captain came by her.
A gentum jug.
Say that 5 times fast.
I'm no expert, but it looks old, foreign, and valuable. Some kind of navigational instrument. I haven't a clue how it works.
What is it, a sextant?
Such an intricate design.
Must have taken ages to carve.
Atlases, travelogues, and naval histories. Classical dialogues, poetry, and natural philosophy. The label says Barbados rum. A poker for stoking the fire.
Harley, what are you doing? We are Captain Boylan's guests, not common bandits.
I don't care. I want it. It's an adventure game.
Harley, what are you doing? We are
Admiring the captain's collection?
I am. Such curious objects.
Now, why would that one object in here have the option to pick it up if we weren't supposed to? Like, seriously, it's an adventure game. There should be items and puzzles. Like, how else am I going to get into that basement door? Wait a second. Was there something else I could do with the lantern? The lamp? No, I thought I saw the cursor change, but must not. Must not have been. Okay. Alright. So why would a retired...
The plaque says the Corunna. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little model sailor that looks kind of like Captain Boylan.
So why would a retired naval captain build a house in the desert?
The port of Gascon, if I'm not mistaken. Been years since I've seen it. A plain old sea chest.
In the middle of the hallway?
I shouldn't be snooping around. Not without a good reason, anyway.
You absolutely should be snooping around.
Wasted no time making yourself comfortable, I see.
My back's been acting up lately, you know? Truth is, it's been a while since I was out on the road like this, camping with only a bedroll every night. Guess I got used to inns and soft mattresses, and there's a decent bed in the show wagon. Now, it ain't like I've gone soft or nothing, just, you know, showing my old bones some love.
Nice to be able to freshen up. Nice to be able. Storm's still going.
I'm glad we found a safe place to stay.
I'm starting to get the feeling based on some of these dialogue options.
Don't stare at that painting too long or you'll get seasick.
Speaking from experience.
Let's
And
just say
locked
I'm
basement
glad
stuff.
it's on the wall behind me.
I got a feeling something's gonna happen here.
Functional little nightstand with storage.
Hey now, don't go snooping around in there. We don't want to get on our host's bad side.
I want to snoop. What's the point of being here with all these doors and chests and drawers and stuff if I can't snoop and pick up items?
Hey, I've seen this sort of thing before. I believe it's called scrimshaw.
What is it, like drawings on shark
It's
teeth?
got an old sailing ship on it. It's been carved with a whale design. It's got a seabird on it. A pelican, I think. Someone carved a lighthouse onto this.
I mean, why would we have this close up? This seems like something very important. Okay, let's see. Ship. Whale. Pelican. Lighthouse. I wasn't done exploring.
I can't remember the last time this table was so full. How are ye finding the fare?
Not bad.
Most satisfactory.
The very soul of rustic simplicity. Quite simple and, unadorned.
Yes, it's a bit bland.
Could be adorned with a little seasoning.
In any case, it's been a real pleasure having a proper meal at a table.
Been roughing it then?
And how? The campfire don't compare to this.
Where are ye folks headed?
El Presidio.
Ah, I used to sail out of there.
Since you know the city, have you got any advice for a first-time visitor?
If ye ask me, and you did, the heart of the city's the wharf. You'll not see a more eclectic mix of folk anywhere else.
You said you sailed from El Presidio, Captain Boylan?
Aye, for many a year. I used to captain a whaler.
No kidding. You must have some stories.
A fair few. I could tell ye about the largest beast we ever snared. The one what took me leg.
Was it a great white whale?
Sounds interesting, but maybe we could hear it after dinner?
Aye, fair enough. No, that was a fine meal. And a fine meal should be followed by some fine rum and conversation. Would ye care to join me in the library?
That sounds like a perfect way to pass the evening.
I'm going to retire. Sounds like the storm's died down, so I'm bunking in the wagon.
You sure that's a good idea, Miss Johnson?
I'm sure. See y'all bright and early.
Sure you won't have some rum, Miss Redbird?
I'm sure. Thank you.
And for you, Miss Leisure?
No.
You can spare me a pour as well, Captain.
Aye, fair enough. A toast to new friends.
Cheers! Damn, where'd you say this stuff came from?
A gift from an old friend in Barbados. Best rum in the world, in my opinion. Got plenty more in me cellar. You're welcome to it. Now then, Mr. Marquez, I had a question for ye.
I may have an answer.
Am I mistaken, or are ye of the new Spanish persuasion?
I am, yes.
Ha ha! Grand! I'd like ye to have this. She belonged to an old friend of mine. New Spanish, like yourself. He used to play the most beautiful music. He left her to me when he died, but I always felt she should return to her proper home, as it were.
I'm honored.
Suppose I ought to have asked if you play.
In fact, I do. A little bit, anyway.
Go on, then. Give us a song.
Very well, but let me tune her first.
This guy seems overly friendly.
That should do.
Oh, that's right.
Now, let's see if I remember.
Yeah, there's not going to be any sound. I turned off the music for the game because the first episode, like 90% of the video, the music was copyrighted, so I just disabled the music. So it's really unfortunate. I wonder if the game would... I probably would be enjoying the game a lot more if I could hear the music, but...
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Miss Leger, you are a harsh critic. I thought it was real soulful, Phil.
I think this calls for another round.
Hear, hear.
Well, no. We've had some drinks and music. How about a tale or two? I owe ye one after all.
Go on then, tell us.
Ara Jesus, it was back in 25. I remember it well. We was circling a lagoon off the coast of New Spain. We were on the point of giving up, when suddenly this great monster breaches off the port bow. She was the biggest I'd ever seen. I shouted the order to launch the whaleboats in pursuit. All me men put all their backs and all their hearts into rowing, so they did, and soon we was on her like flies on shit. All around the water was churning, white with foam. The beast surfaced again, so close we nearly capsized. But the harpooner, God bless him, had steady legs and a steadier aim on him, and he struck true. Then the battle began. Oh, how she thrashed and reared. Somehow the rope got wrapped round me leg and pulled and tore almost clean through. I thought I was a goner, for sure. But it wasn't over yet. At last, the beast tired out. We hauled her in just as it was getting dark. Cutting her up was no easy job. She was 50 foot if she was an inch. I got a good sum for all that oil and blubber. But it wasn't only the whale went under the knife that night. Oh, no. Doc cut me up, too. Taking care of what little was left of me leg by that point. Saved me life.
Quite a tale.
And with that, I'll leave ye for the night. Stay up late as ye like. All I ask is ye not disturb me in me quarters. I'm not a light sleeper, but I can be a right bastard when startled.
I promise we'll steer clear and tiptoe quieter than the angels. Good night, Captain.
See y'all in the morning.
Don't know about you folks, but I ain't ready to bed down just yet.
Yes, the night is still young.
Let's say we have a couple more rounds.
The rum's all gone, though.
Captain Boylan said he had more in the cellar.
I'll just go fetch a bottle or two.
This guy seems overly friendly, but there's got to be some kind of conflict. There's obviously going to be something weird in the cellar.
Bad news. Cellar's locked.
Oh, chingada.
Guess the party's over, then?
Not necessarily. Harley, would you be so kind as to apply your skills to our little problem?
Sure, I can get that door open. Trickier without lockpicks, but I'll improvise.
Atta girl. Let us know when you done it.
Alright, let's try taking the poker now.
This could be useful.
And we can just pry the door open. He's probably not going to be happy about that, though.
I could try prying the door open.
Not yet, because that's going to do some serious damage to the door.
The dinner gong. Can't imagine it gets much use. I shouldn't be snooping around. This door goes into the captain's quarters.
He specifically told us not to come in here. I should probably save, because I might screw this up.
I can just hear Joni. A quill and ink, how charming.
Why are you talking that loud? He's asleep.
Better not. Don't want to risk waking him. I'd better make sure to be quiet. They're right over Captain Boylan's head. I can't reach for them without disturbing him. Got him. Well stocked, but not with anything I need.
First things first. Can we open this chest now? No. Doesn't seem like it.
I shouldn't.
I want
This
to
is the
snoop.
water closet. It's empty. I shouldn't be snooping. Finally. I can just make out the wagon through the dust. At least it hasn't blown away. A musty-smelling mess of laundry. Captain Boylan was quite dashing in his youth. I shouldn't be. Jake?
Nice work, Harley. Now let's go get that rum.
I cannot see a thing down here.
How about we light that wall lamp?
This will help us see down here if we can light it. For an old sea captain.
Those look like matches.
Don't mind if I do. Much better.
Now, about that rum.
What was that?
Sounded like the captain's voice. Come on. You heard it too, huh?
Yes, it came from upstairs, I think.
It sounded like Captain Boylan, but aren't his quarters on this floor?
I thought the same.
Perhaps we should go see if he's all right.
Yep, you and Miss Redbird check the spare room. Danny and I'll check the bedroom. Harley, you look in the captain's quarters. We ain't got time to lose.
Odd. Captain Boylan's not here. Where could he have gone? Looks like a sea bunk. Guess old habits die hard.
Should we take this opportunity to put the keys back? No. Now can we snoop?
There's an old book in here. A journal. Better take it.
It's about time.
There's not much in here. I guess Captain Boylan didn't care much for writing. Here's an interesting passage.
Fisher landed another whale today on his first shot. I asked him how he managed it. Turns out he's been tying his wife's kerchief to the harpoon handle. Swears it brings luck and improves his aim. Ah, to be young and in love.
An old oak wardrobe. Can't really see anything in here. Hang on. What's this? There's a small switch in the back.
A secret passage?
Well, I'll be damned. Captain! You're still breathing, thank God. Hang on, I'll get help.
He appears to be fine physically, but he seems to be in some sort of trance.
A trance? How do you mean?
His eyes are open, but he's not really awake. He's gone within himself. I've seen people do this voluntarily, to meditate or relive certain memories, but Captain Boylan seems trapped.
Is there anything we can do?
I'm not entirely sure. Did he say anything when you found him, Harley?
Not a word.
I'm at a loss. Something brought this on, but what?
Maybe it was something at dinner?
We all had the same food. No one else had this reaction.
You said this room was hidden, right, Ollie?
That's right.
So, does it maybe have some special meaning for Captain Boylan?
That's a very good point. I would say this place is a sanctuary.
But from what? The man lives alone in the desert already. What's he need a secret sanctuary for?
Look, on the wall there.
It's a sketch of Captain Boylan with 5 other men. His crew, maybe? There's a signature. A. Cranach.
Cranach? God forgive me.
Captain?
Did
Can
he
you hear
sink
me?
his ship or something?
The doom!
What doom? What do you mean?
Ah, I came from nowhere. I ought to have taken heed. I ought to have let it take me.
Captain? Captain? He's unresponsive again.
Should I try repeating that name? See if he speaks again?
Perhaps not. Without knowing what's happening, we don't know how it would affect him.
I think I have an idea.
Yes?
That chair, the way it's positioned, facing that sketch, this room being hidden, I think something happened to those men. Something bad. And I think the captain blames himself for it. He probably comes in here to punish himself.
Oh, how you figure that?
Because, well, call it a hunch.
I don't know. Seems kind of far-fetched, don't it?
Not entirely. I've read some of the new theories about the study of the mind. A particularly traumatic event may have shaken Captain Boylan's sanity.
So, he has gone mad?
Yes, but he may not be beyond help. We could try to reach him. I could try a form of hypnosis.
Oh, sure. That's where you get him to cluck like a chicken, right?
Not at all. It means he would be calmed and put into a receptive state. Then we could speak directly with his unconscious mind. But to have the best chance, we would have to recreate the environment he's experiencing as accurately as possible.
Maybe we should just leave him alone.
I don't know about this, Nadine. Do we know it'll work?
No, but it's better than doing nothing.
So what do we do?
We must
Is it
each
better
take
than
on a
doing
role.
nothing?
Oh, you mean like play acting?
Something like that. If we can each convincingly assume the identities of the men in that sketch, the captain may feel they are truly here with him. His fantasy will become clear, and we'll be able to guide him through and out of it.
Sounds just crazy enough to work.
But we know nothing about these men, aside from what they look like.
Which means we need to find out more. The more details we have, the better.
Then let's put this show together. Harley, you're good at finding things. See if Captain Boylan had a diary or something.
All right, I'm on it. Boylan set up a sort of... Storm seems to be passing.
Here you go, Jake.
What's this, a journal?
Captain Boylan's personal one.
I see. Well, I'll let you pore over it for any pertinent information.
Well, that won't help. There's gotta be something we... There's not much... Here's an
Fisher landed another whale. Turns out he's been tying his wife's
There's gotta be...
Unfortunately, I haven't got time.
What? You asked for it.
I'm not in the mood to read.
I do not think.
Alright, let's go check out the sea chest. So was that painting in his private room covered up for some reason? Let's search the ship's logs.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. These shelves are full of ship's logbooks. Captain Boylan had a long... I wouldn't...
You wouldn't know where to begin.
Spare linens and an old sketch. A sketch of a ship, the Derwent. There's a note. Captain Boylan, looking forward to our first voyage together. Signed A. Cranach. Cranach? That's the same name on the sketch in the attic. So the Derwent must be the ship I'm looking for. The plaque says the Corunna. Oh, that's interesting. There's a little... And that other one there looks like one of the men in the attic sketch. I need to figure out exactly who it is. This is... It's got an old sailing ship on it. It's been carved with a whale design. I'll put back the one I'm carrying.
Oh, we can only take one of these? What is the point of this? I wonder.
Looks like a navigational chart. I'll take it with me. There's a path drawn around an island that says Detour. The name of the island's been crossed out. I can just make... Can't... I'll take this hat.
Are we making costumes?
Captain Boylan was quite dashing in... There's an empty bottle and a note in here. I'll take the note. Captain Boylan, I recommend taking 1 nitroglycerin tablet per day and avoiding overexcitement. Dr. Francois. It's in surprisingly good shape for being so old. A bit tight, but not the worst look. Heavy. It's pure brass. It's been carved with a whale design.
It's a whale of a tale.
The plaques. Oh, that. And that other one there looks like one of the men in the attic sketch. I need to figure out. The port of Gascon. It doesn't do much for me.
Alright, so why did we pick up the whale tooth?
Such an intricate design. Such an... The dinner gong. Not much inside. There is a folded up piece of paper. Seems to be a recipe for sea biscuits. There's a note. Your favorites. Told you they were simple to make. Perhaps someday you can whip some up for me. It's initialed GOM. Definitely not the one that got away. It's empty. Well stocked, but not... Captain Boylan keeps a tidy house. I can just hear Joni. The captain won't miss this for now. The captain still has some old country pride. The bottle's nearly full.
Oh, wait a second. Nothing else to do there, actually. Never mind.
Let me know when you found something that might tell us who those
I must admit, this is...
There's gotta be something we can do for him.
I hope we're able to help.
Poor Captain Boylan.
We ought to find out who those men in the sketch are before amassing a collection of trinkets.
This seems like a sound recommendation for heart trouble. That's pretty.
We ought to find out.
I'm afraid I don't recognize that landmass.
Interesting. Suppose learning the name of that island would be useful.
I wonder why this chart has been vandalized.
Never seen that island before.
We ought to find...
Yeah.
Oh, that won't help.
We ought to find...
Looks like a sea bunk. The storm has eased up some.
Alright, well, I picked up a bunch of stuff. What I'm supposed to do with it, I have no idea. Oh, you know what? We didn't finish exploring down here. I bet there's something important down in the cellar.
Probably full of more rum. A crate chock full of rum bottles. Looks sturdy, but lightweight.
Okay.
Another unlit lamp.
Good thing we have matches.
There we are. An old navigational chart. Looks awfully familiar. These two charts show the same land masses. The island crossed out on my chart is called Hastram Skerry. Enough rum to last a lifetime. Or an evening. No rum in here, surprisingly. Imagine bringing down a giant whale with something like that. Can't reach it from down here. I could reach it with the poker and knock it down, but it's liable to impale me. I'd better find a...
Okay.
If I had to guess, a seaside... Ah, here we are. The logbook for the Derwent. The Derwent sailed out of El Presidio in 1830. Listed crew is Captain Philip Boylan, First Mate Michael Benelli, Navigator Karenga Payo, Harpooner Jalal Fisher, Dr. Jonas Francois, Cook George O'Malley, and Alfred Cranach, profession unlisted.
I'm not sure what I'd do with...
I found the ship's log for the crew in the sketch.
Nicely done. Let's have a look. All right, so we've got a first mate, navigator, harpooner, doctor, cook, and artist. We can probably leave that last one out.
Okay, so Danny can be the cook, Nadine the doctor, Phil the harpooner, you can be the navigator, and I'll be the first mate.
Oh, don't you think I ought to be the first mate?
Does it really matter?
Reckon not. Right, now all we need are some props.
Props?
Sure, for all. Each of the crewmen is either wearing or holding something unique.
Jake's right. I'd also suggest trying to learn at least one personal detail about each one, just in case.
Okay.
Bring me in.
And let me know when you're ready to begin the...
This is a lot to keep track.
Found something we need.
Here,
Hat?
this is the hat First Mate Benelli wore.
Perfect. I'll hang on to it.
Here's a harpoon for Mr. Fisher.
All right, this one's yours, Phil.
I do hope this works.
A spyglass for Navigator Payo.
Great.
I found this inkwell and quill. Should work for drawing O'Malley's tattoo on Danny.
Right. I'll hold on to this thing until it's time. Thanks, but...
I'm not sure...
Seems like handy information to know. Seems like...
Here's a carved whale tooth for Dr. Francois.
This one's you, Miss Redbird. Nice work, Harley. I think we got all the props we need. What's this, a journal?
Captain Boylan.
I see. Well, I'll let you...
Is everything ready to go? Keep in mind, we'll likely only get one chance at them.
I think so.
Excellent. Let's gather everything together and get started. I'll begin. Then we can each say who we are. Captain Boylan, hear the voices of your former crew.
Me crew?
Go ahead, Harley. You start.
First Mate Michael Vanelli reporting for duty, Captain Boylan.
Michael, can it be?
Captain Boylan, it's Karenga Payo, your navigator.
Payo, you're alive?
Captain Boylan, it's me, George O'Malley. Supper is almost ready.
Ah, yes, I can smell it. Delicious.
Captain Boylan, I am Jalal Fisher, harpooner.
Of course, Fisher! I knew ye'd made it.
And I am Dr. Jonas Francois.
Doc! Oh, Doc, how I've needed ye. Me crew? Can it be?
Yes, Captain. We've come to speak with you.
But you're not some devils sent to trick me?
We are not, I assure you.
Prove it then, Benelli. If it's truly yourself, tell me the name of the ship we served on before the Derwent.
Shoot. I don't know this.
It was the Queen's Fire.
The Queen's Fire?
Forgive me, Captain. I've had a hard time of it recently.
Aye. Perhaps I best not judge ye too harshly. Payo!
Aye, Captain.
Remind me of the course correction ye made this morning.
We're heading back to port in El Presidio.
What? Ah, that can't be. Are ye certain what you're telling me is correct? Well, no matter. Fisher, have ye your harpoon at the ready?
Aye, sir.
And your aim will be true?
Yes, I have my wife's lucky kerchief tied to the handle.
Ah, good. Then our hunt is sure to succeed. O'Malley?
Sir?
I believe I know that delicious scent. But remind me what it is you're making.
The biscuits.
Why, your favorite, of course. Sea biscuits.
As I suspected. I can hardly wait for a taste.
Captain, I recommend you take it easy.
Why is that, Dr. Francois?
I don't want you to put any stress on your heart. Have you been taking your nitroglycerin tablets?
I have. I think I have. It's strange. I feel as though you're me crew, yet I can't be certain. Most of your faces are clear to me, but... Last, the fog. If only I could clear it away.
Perhaps you still can. Tell us what you remember.
Aye. 20 years ago. The Derwent left El Presidio on the hunt for whales. We'd been out for months, with almost naught to show for it. A wretched haul and wretched pay. Benelli came to me, saying the crew was getting agitated, yearning for home. Forgive me, Benelli. I ought to have listened to you. After the third time you tried to speak sense, I tossed you in the brig for insubordination. One more, I said. We'll not turn for home before we bring in one more whale. Payo and Fisher, at least, were keen. I saw the signs, but didn't want to believe them. Didn't want to turn back. But there was a devil of a storm brewing, and he brought us down. Poor Benelli, locked in the brig, to drown like a rat. And the rest of ye didn't stand a chance once the ship turned over. Brave, brave Fisher. You saved me life, when it ought to have been me what went down with the Derwent. Ah, lads, that night's been eating away at me for 20 years. How I wish I could go back. How I wish I could make things right.
It's all right. We've come to tell you that we forgive you.
You do? But I be the reason you're all dead.
Did you cause the storm?
Of course I didn't, but if I'd listened and turned back, we'd never have been caught in it.
Suppose we had turned back and been boarded and murdered by pirates.
What's that got to do with anything?
Bad things happen. Most of them we can't control. You made a mistake, and it cost the lives of your friends. That doesn't make you a bad person. You were given a second chance. The important thing is to use it.
But how?
You already are. Not everyone would take in 5 strangers seeking shelter without question.
It won't ever stop hurting. But you can take the pain and turn it into something good.
I suppose you're right. I swear I'll do right by all of ye. Thank ye. You've given me a moment of peace. I hope to God you've found it as well. Oh, I am weary.
Think it worked?
I hope so. Come, we should get some sleep. And let's refrain from mentioning this to the captain in the morning.
Appreciate your hospitality, Captain.
Think nothing of it. I hope ye all slept well.
Very much so. And yourself?
Best sleep I've had in years.
I'm glad to hear it.
Ye said you were headed to El Presidio?
That's right.
Then I wonder if I might trouble ye for a small favour. I've a letter needs delivering. Could I entrust it to ye?
Of course.
My thanks. I'd also like to leave ye with a couple of mementos for being so quick to volunteer and help out. Mr. Lowe and Miss Redbird, please, take this bottle of Barbadian rum. Perhaps ye might split it between ye. Makes dull work go faster.
Oh, thanks. That's very kind.
And for you, Miss Leger, this tea caddy. I carved the inlay myself.
It's beautiful.
Best of luck on your journey. And if ye ever pass this way again, feel free to knock on me door.
Thanks, Captain, we will.
Our stay at Captain Boylan's farmhouse was anything but dull. I can't say for sure whether we truly helped him for good and all, but he seemed himself again when he saw us off this morning. I do believe he was truly lonely in his self-imposed exile and grateful for even the brief company we offered. After traveling half the day, we've stopped for a brief rest, and Nadine has asked me to accompany her on an excursion into the desert. For what purpose, I shall soon learn.
I think I might have just clicked through her dialogue by accident. I was trying to save the game because I wanted to end it here for today, but I guess we'll continue on until I can save.
How come you asked me to come with you anyway?
You would have preferred I ask someone else?
No, just curious.
I thought it would be nice to spend some time together. Get a moment to breathe. Big groups aren't my favorite.
Yes, I can see your point.
Over here looks promising.
All right. All right, folks, I think we're going to wrap it up here for today. That was an interesting side quest again, and now we got something else going on. And we'll pick it up next time on our little side quest here with Nadine. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.